Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another book review. Now this particular one is not going to be for the casual prepper or an individual who just wants to build a bug out bag in order to deal with localized emergencies, earthquakes, tsunamis, maybe a brush fire. In a localized emergency, you'd grab your bug out bag, you'd grab your family, and ideally each of your family members should have their own bug out bags as well. It doesn't have to be as extensive as yours, but they should have their own as well. And in a localized emergency, maybe you'd head to the next county or past the next two counties, maybe stay at a hotel, motel, maybe stay at your brother's place just over the state line. Basically someplace far away from the localized emergency where it's safe. This book is for individuals who, well, basically want to survive perhaps more of a statewide emergency or natural disaster, or God forbid a major national emergency. No one wants to think about something like that, but it can happen. So in every subject there's going to be a certain number of books written on it, and in that collection of books dealing with the very same subject, there's going to be one that will be considered the book, one that will be the book on the subject, thorough, extensive. If you basically only read one book on that given subject, that's the book you should read. And that's what we're looking at here. This is Survival Retreats, a practical guide to creating a sustainable, defendable refuge. Learn how to reinforce, disguise, protect your survival retreat by Dave Black. Now, I don't know if Dave Black is a pen name or the real name of the author. Let's just get something out of the way first. This is not some outdated, very early 1980s survival book written by an extremist preparing himself and his family for the end of the world. This is not a book written by some cult leader. The author is actually the very opposite of what you might be imagining. He's just an average individual who became very interested in this subject, did a ton of research on his own, collected a ton of data, and when he was done, he condensed everything down into one book. This book is 170 pages, and I can tell you it is very thorough. It covers pretty much every single aspect of having a survival retreat or a very advanced bug out location that you can go to, stocked with food, stocked with water, stocked with other supplies, a place where you could live almost indefinitely if there is a statewide or national disaster. The author covers a lot of topics, including perhaps making your survival retreat or bug out location your actual home, so you don't have to go anywhere if something happens. That's a very interesting idea, worth exploring. Now, because the author is not a fanatic, He also covers some very pragmatic issues. In one section of the book, he talks about an individual who wanted to build the ultimate survival retreat and pretty much succeeded in doing so. The problem? He spent so much money that his young wife, and he was also a young man, this individual's young wife got fed up with all the money he spent on that project, and she basically did not have the same mentality he did, so she divorced him and took a good chunk of his money. The author warns about something like that possibly happening if you want to build an advanced survival retreat or an advanced bug-out location. Such things are not cheap. There's a number of different chapters that break down everything, or I'd say almost everything that you would have to consider if this is a route you want to go. Now, like I said, this is not a book for individuals who want to prepare for localized emergencies. If there's a brush fire coming, you can grab your family, you can grab your bug-out bag, you can jump in your vehicle, and you can drive 2 counties over and maybe stay at a relative's house or stay at a motel until it's safe to return. You really don't need this book. However, if you want something that will enable you to live comfortably if there is a statewide emergency, or God forbid, a national emergency, this book, absolutely worth taking a look at. Survival Retreats by Dave Black, written in a very straightforward, non-radical way. You definitely get the sense that the author is an average individual who was just really interested in this subject and did his research. The book, I'm not quite sure if I mentioned this, it's only 170 pages and it goes into extensive detail. So if this is something that you think might be right for you, this book is definitely worth picking up. Okay, guys? I'll see you in the next video. Please stay safe, stay legal.